Hey everybody, and welcome to week 10 of this class. Hey, you can probably tell I'm a little groggy here, not feeling super hot at the moment, but we keep pushing forward. At any rate, this week we are going to be assessing two rather significant events, really both of which deserve more time than we have. But first and foremost, we're going to be looking at the Industrial Revolution. And the Industrial Revolution is very, very important to the overall development of the United States. Because it fundamentally shifts the way in which the American economy functions. Rather than sort of turning into what Jefferson wanted, which was a country full of small agrarian farmers who were growing, crops not for market but just for their own consumption. Rather, we're going to turn into more of a Hamiltonian kind of idea of an economy where we will begin to focus our efforts on manufacturing and industrial development, particularly with respects to the creation of textiles. Now, least you think that this manufacturing development, which mainly takes place in the North, least you think that means that the North didn't benefit from slavery. That's not true, because textiles required raw cotton, and it was the South that grew that raw cotton, who then sent it north to either be transformed into finished product in northern factories or to be shipped out, oftentimes to Britain. Okay, so there is a connection between these two economies, but we're going to look at some of the causes for this Industrial Revolution, much of which had to do with necessity. We went to war with Britain, who was a manufacturing giant by the time the 19th century rolled around, and because we went to war with them, they cut off trade, so we either did without or we began to make for ourselves, and that's really what we're going to do. We're going to start developing various industrial new technologies, industrial manufacturing centers, new forms of organization such as the factory system, and a whole range of new changes are going to take place. The other thing that we're going to look at are a series of antebellum reform movements. Antebellum simply means before the Civil War, and prior to the Civil War there was a spiritual revival that was known as the Second Great Awakening. It was an evangelistic sort of Christian movement. And part of what came out of that movement was this perception that the United States needed to perfect itself. And the way that you would do that is you start stamping out social and political evils. And so among other things, you will see reform movements in education, you'll see reform movements in healthcare, you'll see a desire to make stronger and more equipped schools and prison reform and asylum reform. But you also have some very large movements as well, such as abolitionism, women's rights, and the temperance movement, which was basically a movement by mainly women to stamp out drinking. So we're going to look at all these different things this week, lots going on. So as always, if you have questions or comments or concerns, please contact me and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, as always, go in peace, be warm and filled. May the force be with you, live long and prosper, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Have a blessed week, guys.